Good evening, I'm Lori Jennings, president of Lori Jennings Live and a proud 6-time Emmy winner. It's an honor to be with you this evening to recognize your achievements and resilience during these extremely challenging times. As true professionals, you have indeed persevered and risen to the occasion. Congratulations. There are several recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Nito Kubain. Extraordinary is a choice. Nick Nanton, DNA Films, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Do you remember what it was like maybe when the first moments when you realized that this business idea that you had, it might actually work? I mean, did you start getting orders? How did that work? And back then it was all mail order, right? I mean, no internet,
yes,
of course. And
yes, there was no computers then. This is not, there was no Amazon on them.
There are several recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Satos, Eixan Robles, Equitas Entertainment, Guanaba, Puerto Rico.
Aquí estoy tranquila, en mi montañita, con mis pensamientos, con el viento en mi piel, con olor a la naturaleza.
And the next Emmy goes to La Tumba, Cesare Salerno, Alpha Entertainment Services, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Nos hemos venido hasta acá a pesar de todas las amenazas que tenemos y que no nos dejan entrar a nuestro país. Vinimos a recoger todas las denuncias y evidencias de las violaciones de los derechos humanos y crímenes cometidos por el Estado venezolano en contra de los estudiantes y jóvenes en el estado Táchira y especialmente en la zona fronteriza.
And the next Emmy goes to Troubled Waters, A Turtle's Tale, Fraser Nivens, Luis Maru, Benjamin Hicks, Jim Abernathy, WLRN-TV, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
It can be said that human history is written in blood and salt water. From survival and sustenance to adventure and conquest, man has always looked toward the sea to provide. Perhaps no creature symbolizes our relationship with the ocean more than the sea turtle.
The next Emmy in the category of photographer goes to Mi Hermana, Julio Mendez Jr., Creative Mountain Studio, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Las niñitas que fueron renegadas en algún momento, pues logramos surgir. Y eso nadie se lo esperaba.
And the next Emmy goes to Orlando Police Department Recruitment, Philip Cebulski, City of Orlando, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Being a police officer, I can live honorably, I can perform righteously, and I can stand up and protect the freedom of these people, of these citizens.
The Emmy also goes to El Poder de Contar Historias, Evan Moreno, Andrew Hernandez Sepúlveda, Atlantic University College, Guaynabo, Puerto Rico.
Todos tenemos historias que contar. Cada evento, suceso, cada experiencia se convierte en un relato. Esas anécdotas que cuentan nuestras abuelas, las visitas al parque.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to Hay que intentarlo, Julio Mendez Jr., Creative Mountain Studio, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. There are multiple recipients in this category, and the first Emmy goes to Huracan 2020, Yoel Rivero, Vera Castillo, Ariel Rodriguez, Dinette Sierra, WSCV-TV, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Hola, bienvenidos al programa especial Huracán 2020.
Este año les presentamos el espacio de una manera muy peculiar, ya que nos prepararemos para una nueva temporada de huracanes, siguiendo las normas establecidas para evitar contagios por el...
And the next Emmy goes to 7 News at 10, Hurricane Dorian disaster. Zach Hammer, Sheldon Fox, Nicole Ensalada, Joe Rhodes, Walter Morris, Franklin White, Craig Stevens, Belkis Neray, Tammy Darling, Brad Friedkin, Mark Davis. WSVN TV, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
First at 10 tonight, the Dorian disaster. Hello again, I'm Craig Stevens.
I'm Belkis Neray. The death toll has risen again tonight, and with many more still missing, officials say that number is expected to rise significantly.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to Hurricane Dorian, Days of Destruction. John Brady, Carl Puglisi, Jim Grimes, Liz Quirantes, Alexandra Nall, Chris Hinson, Jay O'Brien. WPEC TV, West Palm Beach, Florida.
In late August of 2019, hurricane season had barely begun, and the fourth named system, Dorian, was coming our way. Within days, it was projected to grow into the most powerful storm we'd seen in years, maybe the strongest in decades, and it was headed straight for...
There are 2 recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Bienvenido a mi laboratorio televirtual, Elizabeth Probaina, WKAQ TV, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Muchísimas gracias, Sujei. Así es, amigos en casa. Hoy el laboratorio televirtual se va a activar desde aquí, desde el mirador de la ciudad de Guaynabo, con esta vista espectacular. Podemos apreciar que ciertamente los cielos están un poco nublados a esta hora. De hecho, alguna llovizna ha caído durante horas de esta tarde en el sector montañoso de Guaynabo y también se puede...
The Emmy also goes to Finding Facts in the Forecast. Alan Seals, WPMI TV, Mobile, Alabama.
We did not have rain clouds today, but radar between 2 and 4 o'clock was picking something up in the Florida Panhandle. You probably know what it is. It turns out it wasn't rain. Radar usually sees little things falling from the sky. It's designed to pick up the size of, say, a raindrop or hailstone. But radar will also detect particles rising.
And the Emmy goes to Superpoderoso, Christopher Navarro, Alpha Entertainment Services, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
No hay nadie con vos, ¿verdad?
They're all outside.
¡Feliz cumpleaños!
Whoa! Mom's gonna...
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Black Lives Matter protest. Lara Greenberg, Brad Flanagan, Robert Guadarrana, Holly Bristow, Melissa Medley, Stephen Sigilski, Michael Schlissel, Rachel Linden, Heather Gustafson, Samantha Sosa, Keith Brown, Danielle Lama. WOFL TV, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Good evening and welcome, everybody. I'm Charles Belay.
And I'm Heather Gustafson. There were many touching moments throughout the evening. Officers in full riot gear hugging demonstrators during one of our live interviews, and officers taking a knee in solidarity with the protesters. And we continue to have live team coverage tonight of the protests. Our team of reporters have been walking on the streets with these protesters.
And the next Emmy goes to La Gran Marcha. Jaime Carrion, Janet Toro Fantauzi, Santiago Santos, Nidia Morales, Frederick Lomba. WKAQ TV, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
La música lo dice todo. Característica de los puertorriqueños. Donde haya un tambor, donde haya música, ahí tiene que haber puertorriqueños, y esta es la forma muy particular del pueblo a expresarse.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to 7 News at 6. Hurricane Dorian hits Bahamas. Darcy Tannenbaum, Mark Alcala, Daniel Cohen, Craig Stevens, Brian Enton, Nicole Ensalada, Tammy L. Darling, Frank Guzman, Brad Friedkin, Julio E. Jara Jr., Belkis Neray, Andrew Scheinthal, WSVN TV, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good evening, everybody. The extent of the disaster is only now becoming clear.
So many people have nowhere to live, nowhere to stay, and in some cases, no means of communication. We have live Team 7 coverage of the rescue and relief missions as well as reunion.
And the Emmy goes to Puerto Rico en Jaque. Janet Toro Fantauzi, Jaime Carrion, Nidia Morales, Santiago Santos, Hugue Lamela, Maribel Melendez Fontan, Nuria G. Cebazo Lugo, Pedro Rodriguez Oyola. WKAQ-TV, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Hablábamos hace unos minutos con residentes de la zona y nos decían que esto es una acción sin precedentes porque nunca habían visto algo como esto. Ahora le están lanzando a los policías, le están lanzando con objetos.
This is the last category we're announcing tonight. There are 3 recipients in this category, and the first Emmy goes to WWL-TV Eyewitness News. Keith Esparros, WWL-TV, New Orleans, Louisiana.
In the 90s, they started to sort of fade. The crime element started to pick up a little bit, and people started moving out. And then we lost J.C. Penney's, we lost Dillard's. Then we were right on the brink of Katrina.
The next Emmy goes to Telenoticias Puerto Rico, Dialma Santiago, WKAQ-TV, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Iniciamos Telenoticias 5 p.m. y seguimos activados ante la emergencia que hace una semana le cambió la vida a todos en el país. Jorge Rivera Nieves está destacado en Guánica, donde se ha levantado a una ciudad de carpas para darle servicio a los cientos de afectados por los temblores. Jorge, cuéntanos qué está sucediendo en la zona.
And the final Emmy in this category, and for this evening, goes to WVUE-TV News Excellence, Mikel Schaefer, WVUE-TV, New Orleans, Louisiana.